Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Franco Jazz Studios. I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm here on this Friday in Mount Pleasant, Washington, D.C., doing another interview with live music and conversation, featuring a band has performed at my events, the 6 Feet Aparty open stage. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to Franco Jazz Studios on this evening a band by the name of Deccan Traps, featuring Sitar, Core, and Jasper Hobbs. Take a listen.
I remember it well, the first time that I saw your head round the door, and mine stopped working. I remember it well, there was red in your hair. I was stood in the stairs, and time stopped moving. Won't you hear tonight? Won't you hear? 'Cause I can't believe what I found. Won't you hear tonight? Won't you hear? 'Cause nothing's taken me down, down, down. I remember it well, taxied out of the store to watch you perform. My ships were sailing. I remember it well, I was stood in your line. Your mouth, your mouth, your mouth. Won't you hear tonight? Won't you hear? 'Cause I can't believe what I found. Won't you hear tonight? Won't you hear? 'Cause nothing has taken me down, down, down. Except you, my love. Except you, my love.
Lost and died in the moss, hoping my sanity covers the cost. Remove the stain of my love, paper mache. While you reborn, blow out my home. I'm trying real hard, this is love, this is porn. God will forgive me, but I whip myself with storm. I wanna hear what you have to say about
folks, you've been listening to the music of Deccan Traps right here at Franco Jazz Studios. Welcome. How you guys doing this evening?
Good.
All right, you can talk to the microphone
Yeah.
if you want to. Don't be shy.
And thanks to Frank for having us and hosting this. This is awesome.
Thank you very much. Happy Friday, although we've had a rough week. But anyways, let's talk music first. So, what is Deccan Traps? You know, you guys got me going and doing some research here. So I'm like, I had to go Google what Deccan Traps means. And it's a place in India, right?
Mm-hmm.
What inspired the name of the band?
So it took us a while to come up with a name. We ran a lot of ideas, outsourced it to some friends and stuff.
So a little closer to the
Yeah,
mic.
so eventually we just settled on, I threw out the name Deccan Traps. So I have a background in geology. She's from India, I'm half Indian. So it kind of just represents both of us. It's a massive geological formation in southern India.
Yeah, I saw that. It's just like cities built into hills and stuff like that, and mountains.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the exact origin of that? I mean, you know, it's also a volcano too. I mean,
Yeah, so it's...
I mean, you know where I'm going with this, right? Okay.
So this is something we're actually looking to do at some point. Have one of my friends come on who actually has PhD in geology. He has much better understanding of it. But essentially, it's a flood basalt province. So a massive, multi-year, multi-million ton eruption that occurred 66 million years ago or so. Kind of occurred at the same time with the mass extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs and all of that. Just a really cool area. You get these really beautiful formations.
And you think your music reflects all of that, right?
We hope it will.
You know, there's something to be said about a name. But the first song that you just performed, what is the name of that song?
So that song is called I Remember. It's a cover.
Eurythmics? Or who sings that?
It's Damien Rice and
Okay,
Lisa
right.
Hannigan. But that's one of our favorite covers to sing.
Right.
Yeah.
And you also do originals, right?
Yes, and yeah, we're gonna do a slew of originals after this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'd like to hear the variety of music that you guys have been working on, and we'll talk about other things. But just give us some more music if you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Deccan Traps in studio. They're from the 6 Feet Aparty open stage. You can see them every Saturday, most Saturdays, on the front porch when they start at 2 p.m. on. Here's more from Deccan Traps. Enjoy.
Cool. So this song is called Broken Birds, written during the pandemic. And it's interesting because I think this song was, it sort of talks about, you know, how do you pick yourself up from a situation that doesn't feel great, and you know, what do you tell yourself? Like, what is the narrative that you give yourself? And I think that that's what the song is trying to reflect. We're just fixing the saxophone here, very casual. But I wanted to say, actually, Frank, to your question before, you know, to me, like, when Jasper suggested the name Deccan Traps,
Right.
There's something, you know, it's obviously, like, to me, I wanted it to be something about where I came from, because that's also my music. As you know, I also write in Punjabi. I have written in Hindi, but I don't actually pick those songs out. But I think that I wanted something that reflects, at least for me, right? Because I'm half the band, like where I come from, and you know, and how can we have something that's like a blend, something that is more than just, you know, reflective of like one geography. So I think that sort of stood out to me, and there is something beautiful about, you know, I think that there's something about human emotion that is so continuous and has been going on forever. And I think that's what music represents. And
Right.
it makes us come together. And I think that, wow, we are having some difficulties here.
Don't worry about it. It's part of what happens. You know, this happens on the radio too, and people don't see it. What goes on behind the scenes is just hear us talking and playing music. But the thing about it, I was just thinking about the music that you play. It seems to me more like Western, but with like cultural roots in there. Is that wrong or?
No, I think that's exactly, at least from my perspective, I think that's very right, because, you know, I grew up listening to a lot of like mixture of different things, like, you know, Western music and Indian music, and this is my way of like bringing all of that together.
Who exposed you to those different types of music?
Oh my gosh, I think honestly, I think that my brother weirdly started listening to punk rock.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know. He got it from school or somewhere, and he's older than I am, and so I wanted to do what he wanted to do.
Did he slick his hair back? Would he have tattoos, wear leather jackets, and stuff
He
like
did
that?
not have tattoos, but he definitely used hair gel. Yuvraj, if you're listening, we know about the hair gel.
Yeah, you gotta look the part, you know. If you're gonna do it, you better look the part. Yeah, well, that's very interesting. Just one real quick question. What part of India are you from?
I am from Punjab.
Punjab.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Punjab song.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's more from Deccan Traps. Thank you all for tuning in.
So this is Broken Birds.
Now what's left of you? Wisps of smoke and breathless air. You breathe again. You're not really there. They come collect your things, box them up and bring them in. There's nothing left but you. Would you still try? Would you still try? The broken birds on fire. Would you still try? Break the ice, my love. Break it then and sink below. Maybe you'll swim when you're alone. I could tell you so you listen, let them go. Maybe you'll reach the sky and maybe you'll Still try.
listening to the music of Deccan Traps right here in the studio. That was an original song.
That was an original song, yeah.
And what was it called again? Something about the birds?
Broken Birds.
Broken Birds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. All right. Thank you. That was really a beautiful song. And I want to go to Jasper. You're here with Jasper Hobbs. So Jasper, I wouldn't have guessed until you said it this evening that you're half Indian. I would never have guessed that, because nothing in your name suggests that you're Indian. Can you tell us about who you are?
Yep. So I'm Jasper Hobbs. I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. So my dad is a jazz sax player as well. He's a musician named Jim Hobbs. Plays all around Boston, that area, New York as well.
Is he still playing? Is he still playing? Yeah.
Yep, still playing. And then my mom is Indian, from New Jersey. My grandparents are still there, as are surprising amount of Indians in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But
Are they also from Punjab, or where are they from?
No, my family comes from Bihar, a different region in northeastern India, or north central.
Mm-hmm.
But been back a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, to me it's really interesting when sometimes like people from what we call the third world countries, or indigenous cultures, don't necessarily get into American jazz so easily. How did you get affected? I mean, your dad is a saxophone player, right?
Yeah.
So I always find it very interesting when people get into jazz, American jazz, and really get deep into it. So did you go to school for it, or?
I didn't go to school for music. Throughout high school, growing up in Boston, I was right near Berklee College of Music.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up around it, playing, hearing my dad play, playing around him and other musicians, just being around them my whole life kind of brought me into it.
Right.
And then through high school, I was given opportunities to actually take some classes at Berklee and study from some really great musicians as well.
Mm-hmm.
Be around amazing musicians my whole life, and it's just.
How's the music scene in Boston in terms of being able to play and get around?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't play too much while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of getting into it, finding my own feet there when I moved to DC. But the music scene there is great. There's tons of small venues,
Mm-hmm.
independent venues, places with open mics, and then you get larger venues as well, and just all around, not necessarily in the city of Boston, but even cities around it are. There's always places to play.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back to Surtaj, because Surtaj, how long have you been in the United States?
6.5 years.
6.5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying to, you were born here. Okay. And I'm just trying to put it all together in my head. Before I talk about the 6 Feet Aparty open stage, I wasn't planning to ask you that, guys, this question today. But having experienced what we had experienced this last Wednesday in the United States of America, what is your feeling about that? And how do you think your parents, we're all immigrants, I'm an immigrant too. How do you think they will perceive the situation? Have you heard from them? Have you talked to them?
Yeah. No,
Take your time. Take a deep breath.
It's I think this is a difficult sort of one for me, because I think I get very moved by this kind of thing, because to me this idea of government and institutions is so important. This is how we sort of want to pursue like a collective, larger, systematic social justice. Right. And when that fails, it is so difficult to watch. And I think that for me, this is a very like, as you said, like developing country sort of mentality, right? Because when I came here, I could not have imagined that this would happen in the United States.
Well, we all came here we're running away from these, going away from these kinds of things,
Yeah.
Now we've come to it. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think, obviously I don't know how many people watching are aware of things happening in India, but it's also we're going into this, like, we're backsliding from democracy into a very difficult situation where people's right to freedom of speech, expression, the right to assembly, the right to life itself are being attacked. And I think that, we sort of looked to certain sort of older, quote unquote, democracies as, maybe this is the model for how we get there, right? And I think watching this happen in the United States was a little bit heartbreaking. And it's a little bit amazing to me because I've also met the most amazing people here. I've met, organizers of Black Lives Matter. I've met people who are so self-critical, and I understand really, like, what are the issues within the US, the issues of racial inequality, of economic and class and structural inequality. And so I think for this to happen in the same country where I've met such fantastic people, that also was was shocking. But I think the fact
from my experience, I have met so many different people in my life, and there is a soul in this country. I think it's the politics that somehow gets in the way of people being people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes I feel like people are sometimes afraid to be generous because they feel like, oh, if you're generous, it means something. There's always something behind. There's all these suspicions. Why is he being so nice? Why is she being so nice? Because people are just used to just the fact that, hey, I don't know what it is, but I think when you deal with people on a certain different levels, there's a soul that's there. And that's the thing that keeps me going in terms of the people that I meet and believing in this country. And I think what happened Wednesday, it's not the first time something like that has happened within the United States. And that's what brought us here, because people have fought. People have paid the price for us to enjoy what we're enjoying today. So enough politics. Let's have some music. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here in the studio with Deccan Traps, and they're going to be playing their music for us, sharing their beautiful music. You can always see them at the open stage on Saturdays. We start at 2 p.m. Come out, check it out, relax, get a foldable chair. Make sure you get a blanket or coat, because I think it's about to get real cold. Here's more from Deccan Traps. Thank you all.
Thank you, and definitely check out the 6 Feet Aparty. It's a lot of fun. This is an original. It's called Not Another. Not another heartbreak. Not another side tale. Not another text in the middle of the night to say you're at the door. Not another empty seat at the bar. Not another whiskey jam. Jenny, baby, don't kiss me like you miss me. Just make love to me. Just make love to me. Death will show to us part. Don't break my heart. Oh, oh.
really something love. It's really so glad I said it's something love. This broken
Thank you.
It was wonderful. This is Just Another Day. Let's sing a song. What's
It's
the name?
called Not Another.
Not Another Day. Oh, geez, sorry. Screwed that one up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Where do you get the inspiration for your songs? How does that come to you?
Oh gosh, we were just talking about this actually a while back. It's so different, I think, with every song. With this song, I think that I was just like watching somebody play something, and they played a B minor, and I don't know why it just stuck with me. I mean, it's a normal chord; we play it all the time. But there was something about it that just stayed with me, and then I started like sort of playing around with a bunch of riffs. And then, it felt like a song that would talk about like emptiness. And so I think that that's where it came from. But yeah, I think, and again, like Frank, you and I were talking about this. It's like, you meet so many people in your day-to-day life. This was pre-pandemic, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And hearing their stories, and it really inspired me. This was more about like hearing stories of friends, and going through it myself, of like dating in the city, which sometimes can feel very empty. And that's where the song comes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, dating in this country as opposed to where?
I think I mean
I'm just asking. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Frank, you're asking questions my parents might watch this. I'm kidding.
all right. Well, moving on. Moving on. I just wanted to also ask you, how did you guys hear about? First of all, how did you hear about the 6 Feet Aparty? Open stage. Yeah.
I mean,
Anyone of you can answer.
Sertaj invited me.
And I was invited by other people, like people who were coming here, and I have to say that is a testament to the word of mouth and how much fun people were having when they came here.
Right.
That I literally got a phone call from a friend who said, "You have to come to Frank's 6 Feet Aparty."
Right.
So
what I found really interesting and really actually heartwarming is to see the collaborations that are going on. I think when you first came, you were playing solo, right? And the next thing I know, you're with Jasper, and all of a sudden you have a band. It was just interesting to see the progression and progress actually with the music. And I have to say, honestly, I just say what I observe, but I think that every time you guys play, something happens where people just are so in love with what you guys do.
you're too kind.
I'm not being kind, I'm just being for real. What I see from the front porch, I watch everything, and I see how when you start playing your music and people started following you, and you guys keep getting better, and I think that's what this is all about. And I hope you guys will keep doing it. Just stay focused and keep improving. I heard you're going to go into India. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But play another song, because I'd like to get you guys to do as many songs as you want as we can get in. and spend less time talking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Deccan Traps, and at some point they'll tell you their info so you can stay in touch with them and, find out what they do, what they'll be playing next, and what they're up to. Ladies and gentlemen, here's more from Deccan Traps. Enjoy. Happy Friday.
Cool, so we're gonna try a new song. And if you do come to the 6 Theater Party, you'll see this happen a lot. I'll take my guitar off, Jasper will put saxophone down, goes all over the place. But
You should see me. I wrap myself around the chords all the time, But you're in the zone, and that's what happens. So, all right, go ahead. Just right there. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Deccan Traps.
this one is called Falling in a Dream. Searching for you, falling in a dream. Hope you pull me through. Looking around this room, nothing's really there. Looking around this room, forgotten strands of hair. Never see your face, but for images in dreams, I dream about your lips, wonder what they'd say to me. See you calling me, words come with no sound, calling back to you, hoping to be found. Trapped in this space, blanketed in white, locked out in the open, confined to just one life, lost in thoughts of you, but so much space between. Escape from this world, hoping to be seen.
it's just for you. But now it's just for you.
All right, folks. We listen to the music of Deccan Traps right here at Franco Jazz Studios on this Friday in the nation's capital. Thank you for tuning in and now tuning out on this beautiful music that we're listening to in the studio and you're listening to online. Deccan, can you give the audience information about your band? Because right about now we should be getting with, I want people to know how to find you, how can they find you and all that kind of stuff, please.
So you can find us on Instagram.
Say it loud and clear.
You can find us on Instagram at Deccan_Traps, DECCAN_TRAPS. That's really where we have our main account right now. We might start putting some stuff on Facebook at some point as well, but
on Facebook, what is it? It's just individual names?
Yep. So I'm Jasper Hobbs, Sertaj Kaur, and
okay.
Really.
Well, Sertaj Kaur and Jasper Hobbs. But you can, if you miss anything that we're talking about, you can go to my Facebook page. If you're watching, you know where to find me. you know where to find me. All right. So just check them out. Yeah, I really enjoy what you guys do. I think it's wonderful that you guys are able to share your music. I had a question, right? A particular question. Oh, yes. It is my understanding, right, that we're not going to be seeing you for about a month or so. Can you tell the audience why?
I am going to India. So I'm going to see my parents. My parents still live in India. Still, they've always lived in India. But yeah, I think, I haven't gotten to go home through this pandemic, and I think this is going to be quite cathartic.
How long has it been since you've been home? Since the last time?
I was there in December 2019, so maybe a year and like 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And I am very used to going home a lot, and I think that helps sort of keep the connection with me, with my parents, with
your roots.
India, with the roots.
Yeah. Speaking of roots, you shared some good news earlier, and you want to share that good news with everybody?
Speaking of my brother who used to inappropriately use hair gel, he just had a baby.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations. How old?
He's 7 days old, this child.
Wow.
Brand new to the world.
So you get to be an aunt for the first time, is that it?
I get to be an aunt for the first time, and I already sang him a song, and he was born with a full head of hair and sideburns, like some killer
Like
sideburns, like Elvis. So this kid is going to be a musician.
A rock star.
A rock star.
A rock star. All right. Well, give us some more music, and first of all, before you play another song, when you go back home, are you going to play live music over there?
Oh gosh, we are planning to do something with the band. We're hoping to do more sort of
virtually, or are you going to take a trip?
More virtually, but I don't know.
No, I'm also thinking when you travel to India.
So will I be doing live?
Yeah,
music?
will you do live music?
So I do usually do something.
When you go there, when you travel home, really?
Yeah. Just because I have musician friends, and we hang out, and but I'm not sure what's going on with the pandemic.
Yes, of course I can understand.
But otherwise, I hope that I get to see my friends and that we get to play some music.
That's really awesome when you can travel and play music, at the same time. Kill two birds with one stone, as they say, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here in the studio with Deccan Traps, and they're going to do some more songs for us. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me help her with the guitar. You good? All right. So, folks, if you'd like to contribute to this pandemic series, you can go to the virtual tip jar Venmo at Franco Jazz. We're truly appreciate it. Trying to do all these things to keep us entertained some kind of way, somehow, some way. But we gotta keep on living, keep on trying to do what we can while we still can. And this thing keeps reverberating. I feel like I'm doubling my voice here. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's more from Deccan Traps. Enjoy.
So we're gonna do a cover next, and this is one of our favorite covers. I want to say this is maybe the first song that we played together. One of the first songs we played together.
There must be some kind of way out of here, said the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, I can't get no relief. Businessmen, they drink my wine, climb into my ear. Now we'll level on the mind, nobody up is worth. No reason to get excited, the thief he kindly spoke. There are many among us here who think that life's but a joke, but you and I, we've been through that, and this is not our fate. So let us stop talking false then now. The hour's getting late. All along the watchtower, princess kept their view, and all the women came my way. Barefoot servants outside of the closing stones, the wildcat did growl. Two others were approaching, and all the wind began to Thank you. We really enjoy doing that one.
All right, folks, if you just tuned in, you've been listening to the music of Deccan Traps. And they're from the Six Feet Aparty open stage on our front porch that we hold every Saturday. And it's always a pleasure to have them come and perform for us. What's next on the menu in terms of the song?
Oh man, there's a bunch that we can do.
Do you also, just while you're thinking about the next song, how do I spoke of my observations, right? But like, how do others respond to your music? How do you feel others respond to your music?
Generally, pretty well. That's what they tell us. The ones who tell us say they like it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I really can. Let me just turn you up a little bit. The thing is, are those your friends telling you that you're good or what?
Sometimes, but
he's in the echo chamber. Oh, boo.
We've also got had some people just come up to us after playing at the 6 Feet Aparty, just saying they really liked what we're doing. They like a certain song we played, they like a certain version that we put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally we get people come up and have really great suggestions on ways that we can always keep improving. Are these musicians telling you that? Yeah.
Okay.
Usually we'll talk among ourselves after the set. We're kind of perfectionists at the way we play. Like, we always have critiques for ourselves, but we just try to stay positive about it and think, we sounded pretty good today. There are these things that we can work on. Just try to keep improving, keep doing things better.
Right.
Just keep having fun with it.
Yeah. It's a great thing when musicians don't take things personally. Because I think sometimes people take things personally when you give them feedback, and when that happens, it's not something that I think is helpful to musicians who are trying to do something. Just like, you got to give good feedback and constructive feedback. So I had a train of thought, but I was just dealing with a little technical issue there. Well, I was thinking, so what plans do you guys have any post-pandemic plans?
I'll let Jasper answer that question.
Okay. Keep playing. Play gigs when we can start doing that again. When open mics start happening, go to those.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, we are trying to do some live streams coming up. We're going to be doing one on our Instagram next Thursday.
What time?
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Where can people tune in?
They can tune into our Instagram at Deccan Traps,
Okay.
and as well as our personal Facebook pages. I think we are tagged in this video that you're watching,
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
you should be able to find us there.
Yeah.
And then from there, just keep putting up content, keep putting out music, working on new songs, working on new covers that we find really interesting and cool, and then start playing gigs as soon as we're able to.
All right. Well, keep coming to the front porch concerts. We enjoy you. The community loves you guys, so just keep doing what you do. And
As long as you're putting them on, we'll be there.
thank you very much, and I really enjoy having you guys and the growing community of musicians from the DMV playing the beautiful music for us. And it's, especially during these times, it's such a welcome treat. Thank you very much. We only got about maybe 12 minutes left. I want you guys to play a few more songs so people can, get a little bit more of what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Deccan Traps from the 6 Feet Aparty open stage on my front porch in Mount Pleasant, Washington, D.C. We thank you for tuning in on this Friday and hearing some great music. Thank you guys for doing what you do.
Cool. So this song, it's a song in Punjabi, and we like playing it. We love that Frank loves it.
Let me say that officially. Let me say that officially. That's my favorite song that they do. It is my favorite song, and it's an original too. That's what even makes it better.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's an original, and I think this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier, because I like to write sometimes in Punjabi as well. So the song is called Maya. I actually wrote this for a short film called First and Last.
आज तेरी याद आई है सजना उम्रा उम्रा ले मैंने रंग लिया सजना वो धड़कन में सुन के जो तेरे दिल विच चल गई सजना तू मैनू कहंदा कि तू चंद वेख्या ते सूरज दा मुखड़ा माहिया मैं तो तेरे जो रब लिखिया किथे लब्भा एक लफ्ज़ां दी फुलकारी रंग रंगिया तेरे आज तेरी आज तेरी
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Folks, if you're just tuning in, this is one-on-one with some of the performers from the 6 Feet Aparty open stage. And this evening is Deccan Traps. I hope I've done 4 or 5 performances. You can go to my Facebook page and check those out. Check those interviews out. And it's been such a great pleasure having you guys. This is one-on-one with Deccan Traps. And they regularly perform at the 6 Feet Aparty open stage on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Come out, enjoy, maintain your safe distance, wear your mask, and just come relax and enjoy some live music. And here's more from Deccan Traps. What's the next song? I think it's about time for about the last song, if you don't mind. What are you going to go out with? Well, folks, we thank you all for tuning in and going through these experiences with us. Stay safe. Take care of your loved ones and everybody else that you can. But most of all, protect yourself. Health-wise, safety-wise. And on that note, for those of you with kids, tomorrow I have got a puppet show at 10:30, the Children's Hour. Puppet show with David Greenfield Boyce. Come out and check that at 10:30 in the morning. Bring the kids. Folks, on that note, I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in. I'd like to thank Deccan Traps. I wish you guys the best of luck. And we'd like to hear some CDs and stuff coming up in the future. All right?
It's gonna happen.
Have a great evening. Thank you.
And we have t-shirts.
All right, that's what we're talking about.
Very limited
All right.
Before we go into the song, I just really wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to Frank for having all of us and for really supporting the music community. It means a lot, you know. We've all been coming here every Saturday. It's so much fun. Can I just say? I keep saying that, but it actually is so much fun. But it's also just, you know, it's been our like little lifeline. So,
I appreciate that.
thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you all for being a part of it.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Said don't mind, but what do you mean? I'm the one who would dance on the floor and around. She told me her name was Billie Jean. She caused the scene. Every head turned with eyes that dreamed of being the one who would dance on the floor around. People always told me be careful what you do. Don't go wrong bringing your guns high. Mother always told me be careful who you love. Careful what you do if all the lie becomes the truth. Billie Jean is not my lover. She is just a girl who says I'm the one, but the girl is not my answer. For 40 days and for 40 nights, alone is on her side. Who can stand when she's in demand? Her schemes, her plans. Who can dance on the floor and around? She told my baby we danced in trees. She looked at me, showed a photo. My baby cried. His eyes were like mine. We danced on the floor and around. People always told me be careful what you do. Don't go around bringing your guns high. Mother always told me be careful who you love. Careful what you do before the lie becomes the truth. Billie Jean is not my lover. She is just a girl who says
All right, folks, you all have a great evening. Just remember, tomorrow we got the Children's Hour with David Greenfield Boys Puppet Show. And Wednesday, we also have the Piano and Voice with the Open Piano and Music Camp. So, folks, have a great evening. Deccan Traps, once again, thank you very much.
Thank
Folks,
you.
have a great evening. Peace.